Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showcasing my Fadeaway flak build in Borderlands 3. This build maximizes the criticality of all of your weapons, with a focus on firing as many projectiles as quickly as possible to tear your enemies to shreds. I'll be letting you know all the gear you'll need, as well as recommending some weapons that absolutely dominate in this build. So let's crack into it. Fadeaway Flag is an incredibly strong build for Flag, offering a wide variety of weapons for you to use. My variant of it is all about shooting more, reloading less, and having Fadeaway active for as long as possible. If you're looking for the skill tree, here it is on screen now. There is a subtle change in here from the one featured in the best flak builds video. We drop a point from Ferocity and Frenzy to increase our pet's survivability and their first hit damage. The key skill here from a survivability standpoint is Lick the Wounds, which allows our pet, in this case Chicken Schnitzel, to revive us if we go down. That's the main one, although there is some skills in the Stalker tree to grant us health regen, but the main defense here is offense. That comes in the form of Fadeaway with the Gorillas in the Mist augment, so Fadeaway lasts longer than the 3 shots, and it's in this window where we want to maximize our damage. Synergizing with Fadeaway and those guaranteed criticals is Leave No Trace, which returns 1 ammo to our magazine when us or our pet lands a critical. It's important to note though that Fadeaway critical hits don't deal as much damage as regular critical hits. Their damage is calculated differently, so you'll want to be hitting weak points regardless for the maximum amount of damage. Through Megavore, we get a 20% chance to land criticals even if they're not criticals. Not only does that proc Leave No Trace, but also head count, which reduces our skill cooldown, reducing Fadeaway downtime. To help reduce it further, we also grab the maximum 5 points in Eager to Impress. Hunter's Eye and Interplanetary Stalker provide a multitude of great bonuses, which are all boosted by Big Game. Because this build is all about shooting and not reloading, we also grab the maximum 5 points in Agility Training, and Second Intention increases our reload speed as well. We pick up the Spider-Man Scorcher as our pet for that bonus elemental damage. You may not think that a 10% increase is much, but because of where elemental damage sits in the damage formula, the benefit of this is much greater than it first appears. Onto gear now, and we'll start with the main one, that is our class mod, in this case the Stack Bot. Best farmed for from Freddy the Trader as part of the Handsome Jackpot DLC. The Stack Bot provides a 5% weapon damage increase for each critical hit, and it stacks up to 99 times for a total of almost 500% more weapon damage. That's a load of extra damage, and because of the weapons we'll be using, we'll be able to make great use of its effect. Best rolls on this class mod include Manufacturer Crit as the number 1, Action Skill Cooldown Rate, Weapon Type Damage, Weapon Damage, and General Crit Damage are all great as well. The shield we'll be using is the Revolter, which synergizes great with the Stackbot's unique effect because it provides us with 50% bonus fire rate on top of 200% bonus shock damage. That extra fire rate allows us to reach the cap of the Stackbot faster, comfortably reaching its peak within Fadeaway's window and helping to reset Fadeaway more quickly. You'll want an action skill start one to apply those effects when we activate Fadeaway. In the artifact slot, the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge provides a great baseline. It synergizes well with our shield and our class mod because its effect is to provide bonus weapon damage 1% for the first 15 stacks and then a bonus 90 at that max cap. Best rolls for it include mag size and fire rate. However, it is not the best option. The best option is the Company Man, which you can obtain from Himavoris the Invincible, with best main rolls being fire rate, mag size, and critical hit damage. And for passive rolls, the best one is of course mag size, and it's worth trying for AoE damage in either slot 2 or 3. But do keep in mind that gold rolled Company Men are incredibly hard to obtain, and the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge will do just fine. For grenade mods, there's a few options here, and I'm not going to say one is better than the other. It depends on how you want to play it. You could go with the Mesmer, which converts enemies to fight on your side for a short period, increasing your survivability, but also providing us with easier access to the bonuses provided by Hidden Machine. The Hunter Seeker and Recurring Hex will proc skills like Leave No Trace and Head Count, as well as stacking our Anointment and the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge. Lastly, its piss is a great option, particularly while bossing, as it debuffs your enemies, providing you with extra damage against them. For either of these grenade mods, an action skill and elemental anointment would be my top choice, but make sure you match your elements correctly. Otherwise, if you don't care about that, on grenade throw is always an option. On to weapons now, and this is where everything starts coming together, and you'll get an idea of what type of weaponry excels in this build. Remember, we want to be firing a lot of projectiles as quickly as possible to maximize our damage while in Fadeaway, to stack the stack bot to its max cap, and also to reduce Fadeaway downtime. A fantastic weapon for all of that while in the mobbing arena is the Reflux. Reflux changes corrosive ties to nearby enemies, draining the health for everyone connected. Each pellet has a chance to create 2 chains, and with the ×14 variant, which is the one I suggest you use, you'll be proccing flex abilities like nothing else, dealing incredible damage, but also resetting fadeaways seemingly in the blink of an eye. Another great shotgun is the Hellwalker, which isn't going to synergize as well as the Reflux, but because of the Jacob's focus on critical hits, and its ability to ricochet projectiles on crit with a high pellet count of 10, it's going to do some work in the mobbing and the bossing arena. Another great weapon in this build is of course the Monarch, a weapon that fires either 4 or 8 projectiles at an incredibly fast pace, which is exactly what we want in this build. Pulling its bipod out doubles its projectile count, which will have us tearing through health bars incredibly quickly, but our movement will be severely hampered. A ×4 variant is going to sustain you better while mobbing, and the ×8 is tailor-made for bossing. If you're looking for something a little more mobile, then the Light Show is the perfect choice. It comes firing 4 projectiles at still a high fire rate, and will tear through enemies just the same. Weapons a little more tailor-made to the bossing arena include the Tizzy, which you can obtain from this chest room within arm's race. The Tizzy fires either ×2 or ×3 projectiles, and of course we'll want the ×3. Increasing its fire rate the longer you hold down the trigger until it ignores its overheat cap to rail off an incredible amount of ordnance. It's another incredibly powerful weapon in this setup that'll maximize the effects of Stackbot, able to drain health bars incredibly quickly. Another weapon designed for Fadeaway, designed for this build, are the Calls, King's or Queen's Call. These weapons have a unique effect where critical hits will not only return 3 bullets to our magazine, but also ricochet 3 orbs at the initial target. On the bossing arena, this is incredible. Those orbs deal splash damage, which is where it's important to get an AoE roll on our artifact. It also provides us with lifesteal, solidifying the fact that these guns were made for flak. Other great weapons in this build, even though they don't fire multiple projectiles, include the Lucian's or Roman's Call. The Lucian's Call mainly as a mobbing option, but both these weapons ricochet projectiles, providing us with better stacking and skill procs than your typical single projectile weapon. They also return bullets to your magazine on critical hits, which increases their DPS. The Ron's Call will boss well also, and its ricochet effect deals splash damage, which is another great bonus. Another weapon worth mentioning is the Crit, which you can obtain by tipping Moxie at her bar aboard Sanctuary. It's great because of its high crit damage bonus, but also with its ability to provide you with lifesteal, as survivability is Flak's biggest downside. It also comes in a ×2 variant, and for weapons that do come in a ×2 variant, it's generally best to go with that one. The anointments that you should be looking for across these weapons includes consecutive hits, as that is what we are aiming to do anyway. Another great option is the Fadeaway anointment for weapons that you're gonna boss with, or weapons that have high fadeaway uptime. And for weapons like the Hellwalker or even the TK's Wave, reload stack will work well too. I don't want you to just try out the weapons I've mentioned, there's plenty more that are incredible fun in this build, so here's a list of them that I prepared earlier. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.